Hi everyone, welcome back to another cut above with Chris. And going for a face shave, 1 day's growth. I'm going to use the Wunderbar again. I want to see if I can get 2 days in a row with no irritation and see if this is a possible daily driver. It won't be for me because I don't shave every day, but I'm just doing this basically as a test to see how good this razor is and how I can get it to work, not using the Treat Platinum blade or any other platinum or coated blade. So I'm going to try and stick to just pure stainless when I use this razor and see if that makes a difference. As you can see, I've got no real, oh you probably can't see, I've got no real rash or anything like that. I've got my usual little spots down here. But other than that, I had a great shave yesterday. I'm still pretty smooth on my head as well. I don't know whether I'm going to do my head shave now, I might do it tomorrow, I'm not sure. But anyway, I just wanted to show you, just loading up this blade. Now, I'm going to be using, without slicing my fingers open, the Askell Super Stainless, which comes in this packet here. Looks like that. Askell Reds. I absolutely love these blades for head shaving. It's not something I use in my face. Generally I always use it for head shaves, but I just want to show you loading this blade up, how accurate and how perfect this actually holds the blade. So you basically pop it on there. Now I've tried wiggling this about, it does not move at all. You cannot wiggle the blade left and right, side to side. It just goes on those two pins there, the two posts, and it stays there, it does not move. Now when you lock it onto here, you've got to literally click it on. Do you hear that click? That click? It clicks in it, but it literally is so tight. And I don't know, you probably not see, but the posts are just, there's no gap. It just sits perfectly in that gap. It doesn't wiggle, it doesn't move. There's no wiggle in there at all, there's nothing. It just does, it just goes straight in the holes and that's it. And then obviously you get your, with this model of it, it's the titanium handle. You screw it on and you'll actually hear it crunch. I'll put it over the side so you can hear the crunch. No, you don't really hear a crunch with this, it's more with the Kai blades. But as you can see, there's no gap on the sides. It's just super, super tight. The blade itself sits at a, see if I can get the angle of the blade there. I probably won't, let me get it this way. It runs wide at one end, so wide at this end here, and it narrows as it goes down the side of the razor. It's just perfectly machined. I'm really impressed with it. Right, the soap for today, stop talking shit now. Wickham 1912, Scottish heather. Scottish heather. This was sent to me, or piffed to me by Sean Kent from Facebook. A lot of you guys on the UK Wet Shaving Society will know who he is. He posts on a few other forums as well. His shave the days, lovely, lovely bloke. And the scent on this is absolutely beautiful. It does actually take me back to being back in Scotland. I used to say back home, but this is my home now, Australia. It's just a beautiful scent. Very earthy, but sweet at the same time. Wolf Whiskers, Purple Haze. 25mm black wool fan knot, soft as you like, plenty of backbone, beautiful splay, beautiful, beautiful knot. Better than any knot I've used so far. Right, dip the tips, well not dip the tips, dip the whole brush, shook out the excess, and then straight into the dry puck. I don't bloom soaps, you guys that watch me know that. This is a very soft brush on a very hard soap. It's not triple milled hard, but it is a hard soap that you get from Wickham's. And you'll see just how easy this sucks out the soap and creates an awesome load and lather. I'm a little bit tired today. I've been up in Perth all day today cleaning gutters. Missed my physio appointment at 4 o'clock. Didn't manage to get there on time. Just make another appointment. I'm falling apart in my old age at 33. Bad back, bad arse cheek. Got something wrong with the peroneus muscle, I think it is. That's the muscle that helps your maximus gluteus, whatever it is, your glutes. So one hell of a loaded brush. Wet the face, and then we'll just paint this on. So I've sort of got two variables here. I'm using the Wunderbar again with a new blade. But the blade I know and trust, I've used it in several razors, and I trust it to give me a good shave. We'll just see how it is in the Wunderbar. That might be not very Wunderbar. So all I'm doing now is I'm just painting the load onto my face. I don't know if that's the right words to use. Painting the load on my face. Right, so as you can see, the brush is very matted with soap at the tips, and then all I'm going to do is just paint a bit of the moisture onto my face. And again, so you can see that's went really watery. But now the brush can spray, and now I can let the soap do its thing. Just that little bit of water allows the brush to soften up and actually splay on your face. Not spray on your face, splay on your face. Wickham soap is just superb. If you haven't got any, you've got to try it. If I had to recommend a scent, there's only two that I highly, highly recommend. The rest of them I still recommend. Club Cola and Classic 24. Classic 24 is your Creed Aventus sort of cologne scent, and it's really quite close to the scent of Creed Aventus. Now that I have Creed Aventus in my den, I can definitely say it's a very close match, and it'll be my special shave for going out with the wife and special occasions and things. Look at that lather, isn't that absolutely beautiful? Brush is absolutely caked full. Right, here we go. Asco blade, Wunderbar, torqued slant I think this one is, where it's actually twisted. It's not a straight line down, it's an actual twist. And let's see how it feels. So this is 1 day's growth. It feels very smooth. They're a blade I don't see much of. In Shave of the Day picks YouTube videos. Very sharp blade. I'm amazed, Sean, that you didn't like this scent. The scent is lovely. It does have a smell of Scotland about it. That could be the problem, being an Englishman that you are. You might just not like the Scottish. Don't worry mate, I won't take it to heart. Now when I first used this razor, I was very confident that it would be a daily driver razor that you could use every day. So let's just see if it is. This is a very, very smooth blade. It's a very sharp blade, but it is very smooth. It's also very cheap. I picked up 200 of these blades for less than 10 Australian dollars. It was $8 or $9 mid last year. I can't remember where it was I got it from. It might have been the Stray Whisker. I know it was an Australian store, but I can't quite recall exactly which store it was. Right, first pass down. Not going to empty the sink out because I've only got a day's growth, there's not a lot in there. And on with the second lather. It's just superb stuff. Doesn't matter what Wickham you get. And that goes to say for the super smooth range as well. I found the super smooth to lather absolutely amazingly well as well. I don't get any reactions from Wickham soap so far. Believe it or not, I'm probably more likely to get a reaction from a soap like this that might have sort of hay fever sort of properties to it. Scents of grass and scents of actual plants and things like that. I do suffer from hay fever. So here we go, across the grain. I've got a tiny little weeper there. Well, it feels great so far, which I'm really impressed about. Just goes to show you the difference that a blade can make to a razor. The typical Wickham slickness, very good. The post-shave feel, I know I'm not finished yet, but the feel on your skin feels great. Especially for a vegan soap. Very warm scented soap, almost spicy. It's almost got a sort of, sounds silly, but a sort of haggisy note to it. Just makes me feel really cosy. Right, this is drying up a little bit, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to dip the tips. Just see what happens. This is why I love synthetic brushes, because you cannot get, I don't care what anyone tells me, you can't get a lather like that from a natural hair brush as easy as that. It's just not possible. I know people will argue with me, but just a little dip in the water there and boom, you're away again. Fine with natural hair brushes, if you don't load them really like you hate them, you're not going to get this sort of lather out of it. I mean, that's superb for a third lather and the brush is still caked. You've watched my recent shaves with the natural hair Leo Frio and the 2-band silver tip. Nothing like this. Got to work for my lather then. shave. Well, that just proves to me that the Wunderbar is a superb razor that can be used as a daily driver. I've got no more irritation now on my neck. I know you can't really see, let me see. That's probably a little bit better. So I've got the same spots and marks there that I had when I started the shave. There's nothing extra. So it's, I mean that's smooth for me, that's really smooth. Got that one little weeper here and that was it. But no issues at all, no burning, no nothing. No cuts and bumps around my lips or anything like that, brilliant. So you guys, you probably didn't actually notice, I didn't mention anything about the tax at Manchester. It's not my sort of thing, you know, it sounds a bit daft, but spending so long in the police, don't really watch the news, don't listen to the radio news, don't read newspapers, because generally it's always bad news. And I tend to find what you don't know doesn't really affect you. But that being said, it was a horrific thing that happened over there, and you can't help but just feel sorry for everyone over there that's going through the pain and the horrible times with it. And I'm definitely someone that believes something should be done. I don't believe deporting every single Muslim or anyone out of the country is going to make any difference. It's, you know, I've got friends that are Muslims back in the UK, not so much over here, but back in the UK, that I went to school with, and look, some of them might be in terrorism or doing something like that now, but they were good friends at that time. The families and that run the local shops and stuff that I used to go to when I was a kid, and sending all those people out of the country isn't going to make a difference. They need to tackle it just based on who's actually causing the problems. The chances of them being able to eradicate it are next to nil. There's going to be so little chance of that ever happening, so all people can do is stand up and be counted, and yeah, it's just a sad time for Manchester and for the UK and for the world. And now we've had the bombing over in Jakarta in Indonesia, which is, I normally go to Bali, which isn't far from there, and there's high terror alerts over there. Now Bali's been bombed before and the world's just gone to shit. So living in Western Australia, you sort of get forgotten. People don't tend to think about Western Australia. We've never had any real issues at all. It's sort of a forgotten land in the world, and I'm so glad we moved here, really, especially for the kids. But not moving on to that yet. There's lavender, just to go with that nice warm scent from the Scottish heather. Nice little burn, nothing major, just nice. I do like the burn you get from Thayer's. It's just a nice sort of heat, warmth. It's not an actual stinging burn. I just wanted to have a quick read on here just to see what the purified water. I thought it might give you a percentage of how much water is actually in here, but from what I've been told, Stephen the Suffolk Shaver sent me a message. This is a lot more water than it is witch hazel, which is obviously why it smells better. Right, so the soap was Wickham 1912 Scottish heather. Beautiful scent, really nice. Sort of herby, spicy. It's almost floral, but it's not quite floral. It's not like a neroli or anything like that. It's definitely something that, if you're not into floral scents, you might be able to use this. The brush was the Wolf Whiskers Purple Haze Iliad shaped handle with the fluting on the bottom. It's got the 25mm black wolf knot. I think it's set at 55mm, this one. a little bit higher, but oh, it's so nice, so nice. The razor was the RazoRock Wunderbar. You can get this over at italianbarber.com. Titanium handle, stainless steel head. It is made to precision. If you want a razor that you have to do nothing with, you put the blade in, put the screw it together, and not have to worry about aligning the blade or anything like that, this is the razor for you if you want to try a slant, definitely. Superbly made. Just a beautiful, beautiful razor, and I just love the amount of slant that's on it. It's a huge bend. Let's say it's a torque slant, so it's actually been twisted. It's not made at an angle, a straight angle, it's actually like twisted. It just looks, it looks amazing. Really well built. I love the tumbled finish on it. It looks very industrial. It's not like a beautifully pristine, timeless razor. You don't have to worry about having it polished and things like that. It's going to look like that probably for the rest of its days, and it'll last you. Titanium and stainless steel, this razor will last me the rest of my life, probably my kids' lives, and even their kids' lives if it lasts that long in the family. This will never leave my den, I don't think. Right, let's finish off with some Nivea Too Faced. In my opinion, one of the best aftershave splashes on the market. Oh, burny. Let's have a double dip in the bottle. Now this stuff goes on greasy, very oily. I haven't actually checked the ingredients yet to see what oil they actually use for it, but let me tell you, I've just put that on. My skin will be bone dry, but super soft, and it almost feels moist, but it's dry within sort of 5 minutes once it absorbs, and the menthol is now kicking in, so I'm getting this beautiful cooling sensation after the sting and the burn from the alcohol, because there's a good kick of alcohol in here as well. It's got that Nivea sort of powdery scent. It's not a strong scented aftershave, but it's nice. It's a really nice scent. It's almost a warming cooling scent. Yeah, it's a warm scent with a cooling feeling. And now the menthol's kicked in, it's a real ice cold feeling, but you still get that warm scent. It really works beautifully well. But other than that, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. I'm up to 730 subscribers at the last count. It's sort of fluctuating down, up, down, 1 or 2 every couple of days. I'm 20 away from 750, which is when I'll be doing my next giveaway. I'm looking at giving away some soaps and some other bits and bobs. I don't know how I'm going to do it exactly yet. I will work on that. It might be 1 giveaway, it might be 3, it might be 2, I really don't know. But that'll be coming up, hopefully, within the next week, depending how quickly my subs go up. And then we'll be looking at 1,000, and I'm still trying to get that one rolling. It's not quite happening yet. I'm waiting for other people to get back to me and get things sorted, but everyone's busy at the moment, especially in the wet shaving world, so I'll leave you guys to it. Stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive. I'll catch you guys next time. Cheers.